One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel and a spirit unbroken. He rides on two wheels, ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow, he takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his battle cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Originals report he pays his way. Oh, legend in the making, day by day.
Happy Thirsty Thursday to all you legends in the chat, man. Great to see everyone in here. Appreciate all of you legends. Let's go. So we got a crazy morning, as you guys can probably see. A lot of things have happened overnight. Well, within the last 24 hours, I should say, 23 hours. 24 hours since I last saw you guys. So anyways, we have the Minneapolis ICE shooting, as well as Utah mass shooting that happened last night. And then Noem immigration remarks and more. Of course, that's the way that I labeled all of this. But of course, we have a humongous array of information and stories that we're going to be showing you guys within the next hour here. We consolidate everything into an hour like everyone knows. So we're going to start off with the initial reporting of the Minneapolis ICE shooting. ICE agent fatally shoots driver. Now, yes, I think many of us have seen, I think probably almost damn near everyone has seen this either on social media, YouTube by this point, but we're gonna do our best to dissect it. Then we have some footage of the said controversy as well, and different angles. We have several videos from scene of deadly ICE shooting in Minneapolis. We have, I think, 3 or 4 different scenes to show you guys. And then right after the whole ordeal, there was huge protests. Watch protesters throw snowballs at police appears to chase them off. That's what they labeled it as, literally. And then we have front angle video of ICE shooting in Minneapolis, which is a warning. They give a warning graphic content thing there. We also have Noem gives official update on ICE shooting, domestic terrorism, quote unquote. And she does back up ICE essentially there. Minneapolis officials are backing up Minneapolis. They're not going and backing up anything to do with ICE at this point. Literally, the mayor of Minneapolis said, "Get the fuck out." That's literally what he said. And then we have protests underway in Minneapolis after fatal ICE involved shooting, of course, which I already told you guys that. So we've got 2 different angles of that. And then last night, terrible fucking news happened 11 hours ago. It was breaking news. 2 dead, multiple injured in Utah after shooting at church venue. And I forget the exact number, but there's a lot of people hurt as well. And then we're going to be going back into, I guess there's another video of this Minneapolis ICE protesters clash with federal agents after the whole shooting. And then regards to that Utah mass shooting, manhunt for suspect. They haven't found the suspect yet. 2 dead and 6 injured. That's the official number as of right now, is 2 dead and 6 injured from that. So, all right, that is our lineup for the morning. That's what we're going to be discussing this morning. Before we get into all of that, make sure you guys hit that like button. It helps out the show immensely, and it's absolutely free to do so. Hitting that subscribe button because it's also free. But let's get the money part over. Please consider becoming a member starting only at $3.99 a month. We're making sure we're not breaking the bank out there with anybody. But check it out. This is what keeps us on these airwaves as well as having these lights on. So I very much appreciate you guys. Little side note here, follow my Instagram at BallValveTV, where I post everything behind the scenes of not only my life, but as well as the show, Millennial Food Time, breaking news, as well as the campaign trail. Make sure you guys direct message me over here. It's a great way to get a hold of me one-on-one. We also have a Discord server for all of you legends in the Insane Wheels family. Make sure you guys join up on that. One of the moderators will link you guys for the Discord server. Make sure you guys hit that. And as well, if you're watching this on the back end, make sure you guys go into the video description down below. It will have all those links. And last but not least, all super chats, super stickers, gifted memberships, and membership signups are, of course, all going to be presented live and shouted out onto the show. But if you guys would like to skip that YouTube 30% brutal cut that they take from your hard-earned cash, well, then we have these platforms right here that you guys can donate to. And, of course, I'll read them out loud just like a super chat. And you guys can insert yourself, and I can get 100% of the proceeds. Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, great to see everyone in the chat. And yes, now where's Lucy? Charles says right here, right here, bro. I got you. Now you can't see her on the vertical side because she's right over there on the fucking on the armrest. So you got to come over to the horizontal to see her. We got Steve Posey as well as Tommy. Good morning to you guys. We got Mountain Woman as well as Naomi. Good morning to you guys. Thank you so much for being here. We got Steve Easy and Steve Posey. Yes, sir. Let's see. We got Prez in the building as well as Crystal. Good morning to you. Great to see you in the chat as well. We got Bill Castle over there in the state of Washington. Always appreciate you. We got Brother KP as well as Mount High. Great to see you, bro. Always appreciate you hanging out with us. We got Roger, my man, saying morning crew. Hope everyone having a good Thursday. Yes, it's a good, happy, thirsty Thursday. Absolutely. We got Baker in the building. What's up, Extra Surprise? Great to see you. We got Gary as well. Thank you all for being here. We're running our way down. We got Rabbit of Chaos. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. Charles says, damn it, I was on the wrong stream. I got you. We got Liquored Up with Poncho. Good morning, kind sir. Great to see you as well. We got Moto Bomb, Virginia. Yes, sir. Thank you for hanging out with us. And by the way, I believe that you rated us this morning, so I want to give a big shout out to the coffee crew as always, man. You guys are legends. Sick Bastard, Old Mac, all you guys over there is legends, man. Yeah, that's right, Brother Slim. It's ball time. That's what we're doing over here, man. We're having a good time at that. Absolutely. Fuck around, find out is facts, by the way. Let's see. I'm scrolling down as fast as humanly possible. We got Carney's Ride as well. Good morning, kind sir. We're about to get into all the craziness. We got J.R. Bowling with the man, the myth, the legend right here. Let's fucking go, man. Alabama's next senator for State Senate here in Alabama, District 4, man. It's going to be awesome. We got Chatting with Stacks as well. Good morning to you, kind sir. Great to see you in the chat. We're running our way down. Sorry. We got Josh Phillips in the building. Shit. Absolutely, bro. Shit. Great to see you in the chat. We got James as well. Good morning. We got Dwayne and Tiffany. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We got Dylan Patterson. Yes, sir. As well as Derek. Always appreciate you guys. Team Ball Bowling. Yes, sir. Bowling Ball. It should be Bowling Ball because that play of words, you know. All right. So we're going to get right into the craziness, you guys. Let's get right into this. We're going to start off with the original report, the original happenings of the Minneapolis ICE shooting. Okay. So this is going to be a very short segment, and then we're going to get into all the specifics.
We want to interrupt you. We just got a statement from ICE, and I'm just going to read it to you live. It says, today, ICE officers in Minneapolis were conducting targeted operations when rioters began blocking ICE officers, and one of these violent rioters weaponized her vehicle, attempting to run over law enforcement officers in an attempt to kill them, an act of domestic terrorism.
Well, at bare minimum, trying to at least flee the scene.
An ICE officer, fearing for his life, the lives of his fellow law enforcement, and the safety of the public, fired defensive shots.
So, Derek, real quick, just so you have an idea, I don't give a fuck about left-right politics when I'm reporting any of this shit. All I care about is the facts. That's all I fucking care about. Now, if you're going to ask me on a personal note, how do I lean? I go pretty much as conservative as it goes.
They go on to say he used his training and saved his own life and that of his fellow officers. The alleged perpetrator was hit and is deceased. Thankfully, the ICE officers who were hurt are expected to make a full recovery. This is the direct consequence of constant attacks and demonizing of our officers by sanctuary politicians who fuel and encourage rampant assaults on our law enforcement, who are facing 1,300% increase in assaults against them, 8,000 increase in death threats. They go on to say this is an evolving situation. We will give the public more information as soon as it becomes available. So again, that statement coming just in from ICE, confirming ICE-related shooting, saying that victim is dead.
Yeah, you heard Aiden's account, and every eyewitness account that I have heard contradicts the statement that the ICE agents' lives were at risk. But that's why we are asking about video. That's why we're asking if some of the observers had the video and whether the
What's up, brother SNS? Good morning.
ICE agents are wearing the body-worn and using body-worn video, because that would help us know for sure. But again, I've talked to 5
What's up, Seymour? Good morning to you as well.
eyewitnesses. All of them contradict the ICE statement that their agents were at risk when they started shooting.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, they kind of were at risk when the chick started fleeing. But that's, I mean, we're talking hyper specific things here. We're gonna move on though, real quick. I have video. I have few videos here, but let's go ahead and play this first, see what we can get out of it, and then I have like all 4 angles, or 5 angles or something like that of video that is surfaced on the internet.
We are continuing to follow the fatal shooting.
So this is the moment where she started back. She had already backed up a little bit, and then she started pulling forward to make a right and get out of there. She was going to flee, right? Well, the car started moving towards the officer right here. I mean, he's standing right there on the left corner panel of her car. You know, they're actually trying to pull her out because she started blocking the ICE truck, their agents. So she tried to block them, and then when they approached her door to like get her out of the car, she fled the scene. Now, in that brief moment, are they thinking, this chick is going to kill me, run into me, ram into me? I mean, yes, those are, that is true, that's what they're going to think.
Involving an ICE officer.
So look, he had pulled his gun out right as soon as she started to, like, she's already moving forward. She's inching forward already. He had just pulled his firearm right there. So let me go ahead and bring this back. Pay attention very closely.
We are continuing to follow.
See how the movement of the body movement of the car kind of sits down because she's about to go forward. He's pulling his gun right there.
Shooting involving an
See,
ICE
he pulled his gun,
officer in Minneapolis, Minnesota, that happened on
and boom, right here, he's about to shoot.
Wednesday. We're going to break down the latest regarding this
Right
investigation and what comes
there.
next, specifically because it does involve a federal.
And I believe there was 2 shots. It may be 3, maybe 4. I don't know. But yeah, she did get shot apparently in the face, and she died.
So to do that, we're going to be joined by Lance LaRusso. He is an attorney. But first, Asher Red is joining us live from down in Minneapolis with a full breakdown of what we know so far. Asher.
Well, Carol, the Department of Homeland Security is defending this ICE agent, saying that he was acting in self-defense, but the governor and the city's
Which the officials that say that is basically Noem, right?
mayor aren't buying that story. So immigration agents were conducting targeted operations in South Minneapolis yesterday afternoon when 37-year-old Renee Nicole Good appeared to block them in with her
What's up, brother Lee Lance? Great to see you in the chat, bro.
car. When agents told Good to get out of the car, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem says she tried to run them over, and that's
What's up,
when
Jason
one of the
Ghost?
ICE agents shot and killed Good through the windshield. Secretary Noem is calling Good a domestic terrorist and accusing her of using her car as a weapon.
You know, people need to stop using their vehicles as weapons.
This is Noem right here. Now, I don't think she was necessarily using her vehicle as a weapon, to be quite honest. I think that she was using it to interfere with ICE, ICE doing what they're doing. I think she tried to intentionally block ICE on purpose. And then when she got confronted, where they were like gonna pull her out of the fucking car, she freaked out and she started to leave and she got shot.
This domestic act of terrorism to use your vehicle to try to kill law enforcement officers is going to stop. And I'm asking the Department of Justice to prosecute it as domestic terrorism.
I truly don't think that she was aiming to kill him. I just think that she was actually spooked, trying to flee. That still doesn't give the A-OK for what she did. She's in the wrong.
But some city officials are calling this murder, saying the ICE agent should be arrested and charged. Within hours of the shooting, hundreds of anti-ICE protesters showed up at the scene, many of them throwing snow and chunks of ice at law enforcement. Mayor Jacob Fry is calling the Trump administration's narrative BS, and he didn't use the acronym.
Having seen the video of myself, I want to tell everybody directly, that is bull. To ICE, get the out of Minneapolis.
That's where he said it right there. He said,
to
ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis. And I watched it live when this whole press conference was happening live yesterday. And of course, none of that was bleeped out. It was actually kind of cool to be able to hear a politician speak like that. Well, Trump started that.
Here. This is just devastating for the community. We can't have people getting murdered in our streets. It's just not right.
Yeah, no, Charles Darwin, that's a whole absolute, I mean, there are a lot of people that use their cars as weapons. Absolutely. I just think in this very specific case, she wasn't aiming to kill that officer. I think she was just spooked trying to get the fuck out and fleeing the scene. That's honestly my real take.
And this shooting comes on the heels just days after DHS deployed about 2,000 additional officers to the Minneapolis area. And local and state officials are encouraging people who want to protest to do so peacefully, but the Guard is on standby as a precaution. Carell?
And then, Asher, I did want to ask you before we bring on our attorney, Lance, to join us here. I do understand that some of these ramming attacks against DHS officers has actually been on the rise. What do you know about that?
Well, Secretary Noem says that just in recent weeks, we've seen about 100 ramming attacks, people using their vehicles against ICE agents or the ICE vehicles.
Yeah, and absolutely, like I said, Explore America, she was absolutely in the wrong for doing what she did. She was interfering with ICE and, yeah, very, very not smart. Okay, let's just go ahead and put it. Very dumb decision making.
Stupid.
But it is what it is, right? People make stupid decisions all the fucking time, and there's consequences for stupid decisions. And sometimes it could be up to death, whether it be justified or not. It is. We're not talking about what ought be. We're talking about what is.
She says just yesterday alone, across the whole country, there were 4 ramming attacks, 3
KP,
of them right
got
here
you.
in Minneapolis.
I got you, bro.
All right, Asher Red joining us live from down there in the scene in Minneapolis. We certainly appreciate your time. Take care, and we'll check in soon. I do want to transition now, though, to Lance, who is a...
I really don't want to. I really don't care about the attorney's take here. We're gonna move on. We have more videos, several videos from scene of deadly ICE shooting in Minneapolis. I'd rather have you guys be the attorney or the judge or whatever than listen to an attorney. So let's go ahead and check this out. Let's see what this is.
Can I go check a pulse?
No! Back up! Now!
I'm a physician!
Hey, listen, we understand. We got EMS coming. I get it. Just give us a second. We have medics on scene. We have our own medics.
Where are they? Where are they? How can I relax? You just killed my fucking neighbor! You caught.
Yeah, I mean, she interfered with fucking ICE operations. I don't know what to say, lady. I mean, are you a paid aggravator or something like that?
Butter in the fucking face! You killed my fucking neighbor! How do you show up to work every day? How the fuck do you do this every day? You're killing my neighbors, you're stealing my neighbors, what the fuck, man?
There they are, waving their assault weapons at innocent people, bystanders, just people in the crowd. And then they have a documentary person following them as well.
Why is this video so shitty and choppy? Got Obama phones up there in Minneapolis or what? Shit. What are those weird clapping sounds? I don't know what the fuck that is. I brought down the volume.
Uh-oh. Here they come. Here they come.
Shame on you, murderers!
Here they come.
Murderers! Fucking bitches! Fuck you!
What are all those like loud whistles and all that bullshit? What is that? What's up, Desiree?
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! You should be fucking ashamed for yourself for doing this. You're not fucking.
Oh, they're whistling. They're literally, they have the little stupid whistles.
You're not welcome! I fuck you! Fuck the cops for protecting them too!
Scott.
Yeah, that shit is gay, bro.
Why are you gay?
I'm just gonna be honest. That shit is for the bees.
For a tent. They smoked out the entire alley. My
Desiree, I can only imagine. I can only imagine.
eyes are burning too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pablo, that's funny. See, I've never needed an actual whistle because I've always been able to whistle with my mouth, like really loudly, by the way. I can do it this way. I can do it from my lip. It's really weird that I have that weird capability. I've never needed to carry a stupid fucking whistle. That shit is whack. What's up, OTR Goat? Great to see you in the chat, my man. Hopefully you're enjoying your Thirsty Thursday morning so far.
They're continuing to shoot. They're continuing to shoot. Another shot was just fired.
Man, they really have shitty fucking phones up there or something, bro. I mean, the recording of this is so garbage. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and move on, though. We have an above view from a helicopter standpoint of that protest. Let's go ahead and get into the looks of the landscape here.
The same question, I should say, of how do we move forward in what's next. And in this case in particular, it's just a very interesting case, but because now you have ICE agents involved in what happened. And it looks like that they opened the street back up on Portland.
Like
okay, so now we can see.
Can we go back to that shot? It looked like they were. Yeah, because we're waiting for the 2:15 press conference. Let's go back to this because it looks like for the first time. Okay, it looks like they are throwing snowballs as the officer.
They're literally throwing snowballs. You can't get more gay.
Why are you gay?
Fucking crazy landscape out here.
Time. Okay, it looks like they are throwing snowballs as the officers are leaving. So again, I believe it was a state patrol, and we did see some MPD officers who were leaving that scene. Hennepin County telling us that their sheriff's deputies have not been on that scene, but it looks like as officers are leaving the scene, just having some protesters or bystanders.
Yeah, because you guys got jobs and shit. These guys are outside with their Obama phones. I'm not talking about everybody, obviously. I'm just talking about the guys that are protesting.
Agitators throwing some snowballs at them as they leave. We saw this earlier.
We did.
Well.
Yep, we saw this exact thing earlier, and this was targeted toward ICE agents at that particular time. But now, as you mentioned, this is MPD, BCA was on scene, the Sheriff's Department as well. And as this street is opening up here, you can see a lot of these protesters, these people in the community responding to this. And now we're having an aerial view here of what we have been seeing.
Look, they're still throwing snowballs.
What we
Look
did
at that.
see earlier.
That's hilarious, bro. That shit is fucking hilarious.
Again, you can see them throwing some of those snowballs at those vehicles, some of which we can see have just drove off as well.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm just reading through some notes here in real time as we're just going to kind of let you watch some of. I don't know if we have audio for.
Yeah, throwing anything. I mean, we actually saw a man not that long ago. We reported not that long ago, and a man that threw a sandwich at an ICE agent. Motherfucker got arrested. Like, but he chucked that motherfucker. He really, I mean, at first it was kind of funny, but then I realized that it's one of those like 25-pound fucking sandwich logs, you know, that's like a foot long. And he fucking sat there and went, wham, just smacked him right in the chest with, dude, it was actually funny looking, but that is assault. You know, you can't do that. You can't throw things at these, any police officer or fed or any of that shit. Nah, it's just bad idea, homies. Just don't throw shit, okay?
Not going to play audio or let audio go here, guys, but no audio. Okay, yeah, just
okay. Let's just all watch this. Watch this together, though. I believe the door is closed now. There was an MPD vehicle with the backseat door open as they were driving, but. We're watching this together, guys, and as our photographers are getting situated there, you might see some shaky video. Of course, they're in the middle of all of what's happening right now, but we're looking at the aftermath of what has happened there on 34th and Portland after a woman was killed by an ICE agent. She was inside of her vehicle. There were 3 agents outside of that vehicle. There was some sort of exchange of words done. One of the agents tried to pull in her door handle. She then ended up driving off, and then those shots were fired.
That's very, very true, Pablo. He says snowballs, sandwiches, rainbow dildos. You never know which projectile is coming. Shit. Damn it, man.
So we're watching, just kind of watching for anybody who, seeing how close they kind of get at this point. Obviously, they're throwing snowballs, and I guess I've never looked up the
oh shit! Yeah, unfortunately, I can't see the GIF side because I'm on StreamYard, so it doesn't show that to me on my computer. But thank you very much, Shay, for sending a gift. I very much appreciate that on the vertical side. Make sure you guys hit that like button, by the way. You guys don't have to like all the craziness that's happening around the world up there in Minneapolis, but you guys can like it for me and what we do here, man. So anyways, make sure you guys double tap that screen on the vertical side.
Around snowballs, we know about things like spitting or pushing law enforcement, but I guess snowballs would be a new one. I haven't looked into that one, but to see if anybody sort of gets up close to any of these vehicles or impedes their progress to leave that scene.
And that's where things could get really dicey and tricky, especially as we're watching these vehicles, these officers drive away. You have people right behind them. Hopefully they don't get in front of them, because
I love how the agents are driving away as slowly as fucking humanly possible. I mean, they could like actually get on it right now, but they're like, no, we're doing this in with strength if we're leaving.
Hopefully they don't get in front of them, because then we can have a different scenario here. But now we're starting to get...
Damn, can they stop with the whistles, bro? That shit is stupid.
Stupid.
Audio, you can hear some of the people screaming on the ground there. We have been hearing, some of these protesters yell at these officers that have been here the last few hours or so, but for the most part, it was peaceful, at least within the last couple of hours. We did see a lot of chaos, though. That was around, 11 o'clock?
In the 11 o'clock hour. Do we have that aerial shot again? You guys, can we go? Oh, okay, then we lose the audio. So the audio we're hearing is from that sort of on the ground shot, and then this is just that aerial. But I think if we could...
What's up, Frogzilla? Great to see you in the chat, my man. Happy Thirsty Thursday to you.
Just stay on this for a moment, unless there's something happening on our ground shot. We'll just kind of stay on this for a moment and watch.
Shit. And Brother Wally, good morning. Great to see you guys.
And it looks like they're holding up a sign as well. I'm not able to see from...
flag or a sign of some...
Yo, that shit is for the bees.
This perspective, yeah, but you can see that red sign there. Not sure what it says.
What's up, Carrie? Good morning.
You can hear the whistles. That's again from our ground shot.
Oh, another sign there in black and white.
Well, fucking mute them. Jesus Christ. I brought down the audio a little bit. It's ridiculous.
Also something to mention, we are waiting for a press conference to
This is crazy.
with Governor Tim
Stupid.
Walz. He was expected to
Stupid.
hold a press conference at 2:15. It's 2:16 now, so of course we're just keeping an eye on it. But we have several things going on right now, so just wanted to walk you through, some of our process right now as we're watching this video and what's taking place going down Portland Avenue.
So we're about 4 hours or so out from the initial call, the initial incident that happened this morning. We still don't know. We still don't have information about what ICE was doing there.
This is crazy, dude. This is legitimately crazy. All right, so we get enough of what's happening here on that level. Let's go ahead and move on. We have another angle, it says here, front angle video of ICE shooting in Minneapolis, quote, or in parentheses, warning graphic. So that goes to my audience as well, because YouTube would ding me if I didn't say it. So anyways, here we go.
Okay, they're approaching.
Yeah,
okay.
This is ICE agents just pulling up here.
So yes, this is from way up ahead. Now, all the recordings that you guys have seen, so far on social media and shit, they were recording right here. They're right in front of this tree, way up here, by the actual car in that's being looked at, right? So this is from way up above, and you'll see that car actually what ended up happening and why that car crashed the way it did.
The vehicle is
Lower
right there.
And it happens so fast that it's hard to see what takes place in this particular video.
And I don't know if she was completely dead at that moment. I would probably assume so. But her foot was on the pedal and stayed on the pedal. And so that's when it ended up happening as she was going, got popped in the face, and then the weight of her body, or whatever the case is, slammed on the gas. And then her foot stayed on the gas until someone came over and pulled her foot off the gas.
Video, but that is the front angle, and then we have also obtained some video from behind where it happens, but that is the vehicle that belongs to the woman who was killed today. And as Randy said, there were 3 agents in particular surrounding the car. It's unclear why she was parked at an angle
kidding, Lisa.
in the street, or what was happening in the street at that time. We do know that as they approached her vehicle, one agent told her to get out of the car, and then we see the car start to move, and then we hear the shots.
So that video you just saw is the one that President Trump also viewed this afternoon as well. And post watching that video, the president did put out a statement. I believe we have that for you. And it reads like this: I have just viewed the clip of the event which took place in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It is a horrible thing to watch. The woman screaming, who was obviously a professional agitator, and the woman driving the car was very disorderly, obstructing and resisting, who then violently, willfully, and viciously ran over the ICE officer, who seems to have shot her in self-defense. We will say from our observations, the officer does not appear to have been on the pavement. He was in front of that bumper at the time, but we never saw from any of our angles him hit the pavement. He goes on to say, is there more of the president's statement, or is this the full context? He goes on to say they are just trying to do a job of making America safe. We need to stand by and protect our law enforcement officers from this, and these are his words, radical left movement of violence and hate. Again, that was President Trump's evaluation as he watched.
So that's enough of that, because all I care about is facts here. Real quick, we're going to hear what Noem had to say about this whole thing. She gave an official, from a press conference standpoint. She gave one yesterday, and here it is. We're probably not going to play this. Oh, actually, we're not going to play the whole thing because we still got 1, 2, 3, 4 different videos to get into, and we're already fucking 34 minutes in. We got to consolidate this into an hour. That's what we do. We still got to get into the Utah mass shooting at the church. We still got to get to all this.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. I want to start out by addressing the loss of life that we saw here in Minneapolis today.
All right, since we're not watching video of like people or a scene, we're going to speed her up a little bit here.
Any loss of life is a tragedy, and I think all of us can agree that in this situation it was preventable. I've spoken to the president today on the situation here on the ground. I also just got off the phone a little while ago with Governor Walz and spoke to him as well. I want to reiterate first with all of you the facts of what happened today. At 10:25 a.m. Central Time, Immigration and Customs Enforcement were carrying out lawful operations here in Minneapolis. Because of the adverse weather that Minneapolis has seen in recent snow, one of the vehicles became stuck and ensnared in the snow. Law enforcement were attempting to push out this vehicle, and when a mob of agitators that were harassing them all day began blocking them in, shouting at them, and impeding law enforcement operations. ICE officers and agents approached the vehicle of the individual in question, who was blocking the officers in with her vehicle, and she had been stalking and impeding their work all throughout the day. ICE agents repeatedly ordered her to get out of the car and to stop instructing.
What's up, Crystal Kitten? Good morning to you. Great to see you.
Obstructing law enforcement, but she refused to obey their commands. She then proceeded to weaponize her vehicle, and she attempted to run a law enforcement officer over. This appears as an attempt to kill or to cause bodily harm to agents, an act of domestic terrorism. The ICE officer, fearing for his life and the other officers around him and the safety of the public, fired defensive shots. He used his training to save his own life and that of his colleagues. He was treated at a local hospital, has been released, and is now with family. I encourage the American people at this point in time to pray for him, but also to pray for the deceased's family and her loved ones. Today alone in this country, there have been 4 different domestic terrorist attacks on federal officers by the ramming of vehicles. 3 of them happened here in Minneapolis. We've seen over 100 of these vehicle rammings happen in just recent weeks, and this must stop. ICE alone is facing a 1,300% increase in assaults against them and an 8,000% increase in death threats against all of them. In fact, the very same officer who was attacked today had previously been dragged by an anti-ICE rioter who had rammed him with a car and drug him back in June. He sustained injuries at that time as well. And let me remind you why we're all here in the city today and why we've been here. In communities across this country and here in Minneapolis, we're just enforcing the laws that we have in this country. For years under President Biden, tens of millions of dangerous criminal illegal aliens, terrorists, and suspected terrorists were allowed to invade our country over our southern border. They were allowed to steal, to defraud, and
What's up, Tyrone? Good morning.
To perpetuate violence against American citizens. Regardless of who your mayor or who your governor is, President Trump promised every single American that he would make America safe again. He promised every single American that he would work to protect them from dangerous criminals. Since Governor Walz has been in charge of Minnesota, we have seen homicides go up by over 50%. That's also during Mayor Frye's tenure as well. Since President Trump took office, Governor Walz has released over 470 violent criminals back onto the streets here in Minneapolis. He has another 680 of them still within his jurisdiction that he could give to us today to face the consequences for their crimes. Because Governor Walz and Mayor Frye refuse to protect Minnesotans, and instead they protect these criminals, that's why we're here. And we didn't just show up yesterday, we've always been here. But we're surging operations because of the dangerous situation we see in this country, and because we're no longer going to allow illegal criminals to damage and harm, to kill, to sexually abuse, to proliferate drugs, and to steal American taxpayers' dollars. This state has faced unprecedented immigration fraud. It's seen unprecedented benefit fraud. Individuals were allowed to come into this country and set up fake companies and fake nonprofits and divert billions of dollars away from American citizens and those vulnerable citizens who truly needed the services from those programs. This city has burned before, and your mayor and your governor let it happen. President Trump is not going to let that happen. He and our federal law enforcement officers are here to bring peace and to bring public safety and to ensure that criminal activity is stopped and that people who perpetuate it will face consequences. Since we have been here in recent weeks, we have arrested over 1,500 criminals off of the streets. Our law enforcement has arrested murderers, known and suspected terrorists, child pedophiles, and other brutal criminals that were protected here in this city. We should all work together to protect our citizens. We should all protect the men and the women and the families who live here in Minneapolis, who live in Minnesota, and live throughout this entire country. I want to thank you for being here, and I want to thank you for focusing on the important work that our federal officers do and make sure that we're focused on the priorities of this country, and that's making sure that we're keeping people safe. With that, I'll take any questions that you may have.
What's up, Brother Dean? Great to see you, my man, over there in Israel. Shout out to my man.
Secretary Noem, Mayor Fry called the claims of self-defense BS. How do you respond to that?
I say that he doesn't know what he's talking about. It's very clear that this individual was harassing and impeding law enforcement operations. Our officer followed his training, did exactly what he's been taught to do in that situation, and took actions to defend himself and defend his fellow law enforcement officers.
Secretary, can you expand too on the agent's injuries? The president said that he's lucky to be alive.
The officer was hit by the vehicle. She hit him. He went to the hospital. A doctor did treat
Isn't it crazy, Prez? But that's actually legitimately true.
him. He has been released, but he's going to spend some time with his family.
But not the yellow part. But I see what you're doing there. But I love how it is an actual headline.
I can't, but the FBI will continue the investigation and release more facts when it's appropriate.
All right. So anyways, now we're going to move on. We got still quite a few things to get to. So let's see. There's more of this protest that are underway over there in Minnesota. From yesterday. Let me go ahead and see if there's a different angle of this.
All right, I'm Austin Westfall.
We'll check
We're
out
going to be
together.
keeping an eye on this live look.
Okay, this is going into the evening.
Look above this crowd of demonstrators in the Twin Cities after an immigration and customs enforcement officer shot and killed a Minneapolis driver earlier today. It's the story we've been following all day since it took place. It's a shooting that federal officials said was an act of self-defense, but that the mayor of Minneapolis described as reckless and unnecessary. The AP says the 37-year-old woman was shot in front of a family member during a traffic stop in a snowy residential neighborhood south of downtown Minneapolis. The woman has been...
Oh, shit. Real quick. We got my brother Alfred coming in with the $2 on the Cash App saying, from the Patterson boys in Cali. Yes, sir. Great to see you, bro. Thank you for making it rain in the Cash App real quick. That's very kind of you. All right, let's get back to this.
Identified as Renee Nicole
We're going to
Good,
light this up.
who described herself as a mother, a wife, and a poet, according to the New York Post. Videos taken from different vantage points show an officer approaching an SUV stopped across the middle of the road, demanding the driver open the door and grabbing the handle. The Honda pilot begins to pull forward, and a different ICE officer standing in front of the vehicle pulls his weapon and immediately...
Right, and that's basically what I explained to you guys in verbatim.
Fires at least 2 shots into the vehicle at close range, jumping back as the vehicle moves toward him. Again, this is a story that we're going to continue to track all night, especially as we're also hearing that there's demonstrations planned in major cities across the countries in light of what happened today in Minneapolis. Standing by is Jeffrey Halstead. He's the former chief of police for Fort Worth, Texas, the Fort Worth Police Department there. Jeffrey, in your experience, what do federal and local use of force policies generally say about firing at or near a moving vehicle? And what specific facts would have to be present for an officer to lawfully justify shooting a driver who is blocking a road and then begins to drive off?
Yeah, the complexity of shooting at a moving vehicle is, we've actually altered our training.
Well, it's complex shooting into a vehicle that a person is unarmed. That makes it complex. But when they use theoretically, when they use a car in any type of violent way, that's justifiable by law, right? So, yeah, it makes it a little complex. Now, whether she did intend to do that or not is not up for debate. That's a whole different thing. I actually truly think she was just trying to flee the situation, trying to just get out of there. Once she realized, oh shit, they're fucking trying to open my door and they're trying to arrest me. She tried to evade.
In the last 2 decades to adjust it to the use of deadly force because unlike movies, that bullet is not going to stop the threat of a moving vehicle. With that said, in these types of instances, you notice the one agent that's reaching into a vehicle, that's also highly discouraged in advanced police training and tactical training, because reaching into a moving vehicle, more than likely you're going to be dragged along the street and you're actually putting yourself in harm's way, and that reacts for an escalation of force. So a couple of errors on the onset, but then again, when you look at the totality of those circumstances, it's milliseconds that's happening. And, the driver...
Oh, man, Shadow, I believe it. Trust me, I believe it. This shit's going to be going on for a minute.
Probably wanting to get out of a very precarious situation and an angry crowd. And then the ICE officers want them to stop to do more conversations. And then when someone is hit and then the use of force is deployed, you have to let this investigation continue, unfold, and be completed.
Yeah, but I already showed the videos, Tyrone. I already showed like 5 different angles.
Jumping to those judgments, because it's consistent policy across city, county, state, and federal law enforcement about the use of deadly force into a moving vehicle. It will not stop your threat. You need to assess your personal situation and make adjustments so that you can reduce and calm those escalating matters very, very rapidly.
Moments ago, we heard from Kristi Noem, Department of Homeland Security.
Yeah, they already
Secretary.
did, Tyrone.
DHS says the driver was, quote, attempting to run over officers. Minneapolis' mayor, Jacob Frey, on the other hand, says the video does not support self-defense. Jeffrey, when there are dueling narratives like this, what pieces of evidence tend to be...
What's up, brother TVT, my man? Good morning to you.
Most
Great to see you.
decisive? Is it something like a body camera, radio traffic, witness statements? And how do investigators test each of those types of evidence for reliability?
Now, I don't really care about the conversation those two are about to have. I really don't. I could care less, actually. Because all I care about is facts here, and you guys are just going to try to sit there and probably speculate at this point. So, anyways, we're going to move into the Utah mass shooting that just happened before we go back into Minneapolis, and then we're going to go back into Utah because this was all breaking yesterday, last night, basically. 2 dead, multiple injured in Utah after shooting at church venue. And the update is manhunt for suspect, 2 dead, 6 injured. So first, we're going to do the first video here. Let's go ahead and pull this up. Give me a sec. Here we go.
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox. I'm Shauna Kalafi. We are following breaking news out of Salt Lake City, Utah, just into our newsroom. This is a live look at the scene there in Salt Lake City. It's being reported that 2...
No, I know that, TVT. I know that. But, you know, she was moving forward. If you look at the video, the different viewpoints, her wheel was turned all the way to the right. So yes, now in that moment, the officer may not even notice that the fucking car was trying to evade. Maybe he thought in his moment that she was going to ram him, you know. And so yes, that's why it's going to be justifiable. And with this whole thing, even though it looks bad, it's going to be justifiable. I don't know. It's going to be a lot of this protest bullshit, but unfortunately, that is the way it's going to be.
People are dead. 8 people shot after a shooting at a Salt Lake City church funeral. This is information we're getting from Fox 13 there in Salt Lake City.
They use the excuse, you know, in a split second, officer has to decide to use lethal force or not if they think their life is in jeopardy, and he's going to say exactly that.
There on Redwood Road, as you can see in this live picture from the scene. Again, 2 people were killed, according to Fox 13. 8 people injured after a shooting at a funeral outside of a
Everyone's
Salt Lake
seen the
City
footage, and I played it.
church tonight. Of those 8 people injured, 3 are in critical condition, according to police, and no suspects in custody at this time. Again, this happened outside of an LDS church
I'm
on
way
Redwood
behind.
Road there in Salt Lake City, and this is a live look at the scene right now. You can see lots of law enforcement personnel there on the scene. Again, at least 8 people shot, 2 confirmed dead. This is according to Fox 13 in Salt Lake City, live there on the scene for us. And we also are getting some tweets coming in about this incident. This is from the Salt Lake Tribune. It says 8 people are shot with 2 dead, 3 in critical condition after a shooting at a funeral outside a meeting house of the LDS Church on Redwood Road. And we have another one here. This is from Deseret News, saying 2 people are reported dead after a shooting at a Salt Lake City meeting house of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Police are on the scene. Several more people were injured, some critically, according to Salt Lake City Police spokesperson Glenn Mills. And we also have something from the FBI Salt Lake City saying we are aware of the incident in Salt Lake City and offering assistance to our law enforcement partners. Let's take you back out live to the scene there in Salt Lake City. 8 people shot tonight. 2.
Yeah, I feel bad because I had to like fucking skip like 400 messages. I was like way super behind.
Confirmed dead, according to Fox 13. And they say at least 3 of those injured people are in critical condition tonight. And the suspect.
All right, so we have an update on that whole Utah thing But first, we're about to go into Minneapolis first and then back into Utah because we have the actual update. And the update was only an hour ago. So right before we started this show. Anyways, let's go into Minneapolis first. But first, everyone, you got to embrace your fuck ups. Just like how I fucked up, you got to embrace your fuck ups.
Don't beat yourself up over past mistakes. You are going to fuck up again in the future, quite possibly in a most spectacular fashion. Why worry about yesterday's fuck ups when you have tomorrow's fuck ups to look forward to? You are a fuck up, and fucking up is part of your growth process. Embrace the process.
Facts. Embrace the process, homies. All right, so let's go ahead and move into this update that we've got. Here we go. Okay, so this is Minneapolis. ICE protesters clash with federal agents, and this came out 2 hours ago. So this is the next day, which is today. Here we go. Insufferable bitches screaming is the worst.
Emotional, damn it.
It is the worst, dude. Insufferable.
Guys, I'm gonna have you guys back up. Please, back up. Show your faces! Show your face!
Ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding. What's up, King Blackout? Man, it's been a minute. Great to see you in the chat, bro. Always appreciate having you in the chat and hanging out with us. Great to see you, bro. Oh shit, what was that? Oh, it was a fucking... That's hilarious, Mark. More cowbell. Shit.
Oh shit!
Shouting match. Meanwhile, I don't think ICE is at all shouting at these guys. I think that they're just being shouted at this point. That's the shouting match themselves. Oh shit, you guys see this? Oh shit, guy get taken down. Oh, it's just gonna erupt.
What did he do?
It's a crazy scene. They don't care, dude. You guys can scream shame all you want. They don't give a shit about what you're saying. He's gonna shoot. He's gonna shoot. Oh, I'm hearing it. Pepper balls or something. Be good out there, brother Steve. Easy. We'll see you on the flip side. Always appreciate it. Sterling Wheel, my man. Great to see you in the chat. And he says, stop the chirp. Yes, sir. All right, back to this. Oh, shit. Stop. Man, I don't know why people love to get right up in their fucking space, man. I mean, that's not a good idea to go right up to the, face to face. It's not smart. I'm just telling you. I mean, you can do whatever the fuck you want, man, but I'm just telling you, there are repercussions for your actions. This shit is hectic. What's up, Virginia Chaos? Good morning. Wow, real quick, we got King Blackout coming in with the 7 months on the membership. Let's fucking go, bro. Very much appreciate you for sending it out. Yes, sir. Great to see you.
See him?
Now, mind you, this is this morning. This is just a couple hours ago. This is 2 hours ago. It's only got 8,600 views so far. Naomi also coming in with the 11 months saying love to Mike and the IWF. Yes, W. Very much appreciate that, Naomi. Thank you for that. Good morning to you. Thank you for all your hard work. What's up, Ben Talk? Good morning. Good morning. Great to see you. King Blackout also gifting a membership. It wasn't enough for him to re-up himself, but listen, he was gifting out one for you guys. So thank you for making it rain, man. All right, so are they just going to be holding the line here? It looks like that's about it. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go into our very last bit here, the last update just an hour ago regarding the Utah mass shooting. Manhunt for suspect, 2 dead and 6 injured are the official numbers so far. It probably will, hopefully not, but usually we see when they're breaking numbers, those numbers start off on a smaller scale, and then there's usually a few more added, right? We got King Blackout as well, gifting out another one. Thank you, sir. Thank you so fucking much. We got TVD as well coming in from Canada, by the way, saying, Mike, how do y'all stop these leftist psychos in your opinion? I'd like to hear it. I don't know, bro. I mean, listen, the ideology is always going to be there. And so it's a hard thing. I mean, this is what I do. This is why I do what I do. I think if people care about the facts of the equation, naturally facts will guide your opinion. But most of the time, people are planted in their stance emotionally. And like for me, my stances change based off of information that are factual, by the way. It's just not propaganda or bullshit stuff. It has to be facts, obviously, right? So I think that at the end of the day, I think people should be truth seekers. I think they should look what truly is. Not what ought be. That's what everyone plays by. Not what ought be, but what is, right? So that's the game we're playing in, is what is.
Hour, take a look at your screen.
King Blackout gifting out another one, man. Thank you for that.
Out of Salt Lake City, Utah, as an investigation is underway, and investigators looking for tips here after they say 2 people were killed, 6 other.
Rebecca, they were protesting up there in Minneapolis because there was an ICE agent that shot a woman in her car.
Injured after a shooting at a
church
funeral. What we know so far is this happened late last night And as of 6 a.m. this morning, no...
Now, this is Utah now. We moved into Utah. We're doing the last update on this. I'm going to also figure out someone that we're going to be raiding in our community, so stick around for that as well.
Suspects have been taken into custody.
I'm looking right now.
We're told of the 6 who are injured, there are 3 in critical condition, adding, according to police, there's no reason to believe there is further danger to the public. Investigators speaking to the public as all of this was unfolding.
How do they think that?
I want to play those remarks for you now on Live Now from Fox.
I want to know how they get to that conclusion. No longer a threat. But you don't even know who this guy is. It's a suspect.
Yeah. Thank you all. First, I want to say condolences to the victims lost in this incident and their families and those impacted by this incident tonight. We just want to continue to provide updates. We'll probably provide one more update after this and keep you informed on what we know. What we can tell you right now, additionally, from what you already have.
Man, there's like no one live right now, by the way. This is fucking dumb.
Is that... You can't hear it?
I'm going to send you guys to Chaotic Truth after this, so that's what we'll do.
All of the victims in this
only guy
incident
live.
are of adult age. And so we know there were some questions there. The shooters are not in custody. We are following, working hard, and we will work until we bring these individuals to justice. We do have dozens of individuals that were attending the funeral that we are talking with right now to see if they are witnesses, if they saw anything.
Real quick, we got Sterling Whale coming in saying with the 840, by the way, that's 420 times 2, by the way. Counterclockwise tobacco times 2. Yes, sir. Very much appreciate that. And I will do that. Absolutely. Cheers, homie. Thank you for that.
We're working through that. We're following up on all leads. And again, we are confident we will bring these individuals to justice.
Yeah, he's not live anymore, TVT.
Chief, did this happen inside from folks who were attending, or did someone come into the situation and insert themselves and open fire?
That is still being investigated, but the gunfire happened outside the church.
Chief, you said shooters. Is that confirmed? It's multiple?
That is not confirmed. We're looking into it.
What do you know about?
Shit, that is the... Now, let me go ahead and just real quick, let me see on an update side on my sources if there's anything. Okay, there is. Shit. Okay, we got 2 videos that we got to play real quick. They're actually very quick updates. Give me a sec. I'm organizing it, and we're gonna consolidate this as well because we're gonna do this. I think this is important context. Let's go ahead and bring this up. So first, this. Whoops. Nope. That's not chronological. Give me a sec. Fucking wrong one. This one. Okay. Video shows person of interest in Ohio double murder. New video shows a hooded figure walking near a Columbus, Ohio home where Dennis Spencer Tepe, I think, and his wife Monique were murdered. Real quick, let's go ahead and just get some context
some
here.
of the other big stories that we are covering at this hour. Take a look as the investigation continues into the murder of an Ohio dentist and his wife shot to death in their own home. Columbus police now releasing this video showing a quote-unquote person.
What's up, Jake? Good morning to you. Great to see you in the chat.
Of interest that they are trying to identify, hoping the public can help them do so. Officers did respond to the couple's Columbus home on the morning of December 30th, where they found 37-year-old Spencer Tepe and his 39-year-old wife Monique, both dead from apparent gunshot wounds. Police say 2 young children were inside the home unharmed. Investigators...
Yeah, it ain't much on the video surveillance. I'm just going to let him consolidate the story real quick, which he's almost done doing, and then we're going to move into woman that was fatally shot by ICE agent in Minneapolis. I guess there's, still protests going on, of course. We reported on one that was just happening 2 hours ago in the morning. So we have another update on that. So give me a sec.
Said that they do not believe this was a murder-suicide and no weapon has been found. They also explained that there were no signs of forced entry. There is a lot to break down here. Do want to bring in a friend of the show.
I don't care about the breakdowns aside from just what that was. I just wanted to give a quick update on that. And now this is the last update. This is our latest news regarding this.
I do want to bring in to discuss this further John Torres, who is the former acting director at ICE there, now the president of security and technology consulting at Guidepost Solutions. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us this morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Of course. And I do want to draw, as I mentioned, on your experience here. As you watched all of this unfold, you watched the details come out, the videos that have been released. What was going through your mind? What do you make of all of it?
Yeah, my initial thoughts when I heard that there was another shooting, and really it was when you reached out to me, Josh, because I was busy on some client calls and said, hey, can you appear on the show to talk about the shooting? My initial reaction was, oh my gosh, there's another incident. There's an ICE shooting. Hopefully everyone is okay. And then I saw some initial videos from different angles, and I was very concerned that, well, are they shooting at someone who's fleeing? Are they shooting at someone who's actually trying to leave a scene? And then as more videos came out throughout the day, you could see, which you couldn't see initially in the...
Right. The very first video that came out, there was lack of context. You know, you couldn't even really see that the car was blocking the road there at first.
First video, that there was an agent standing in front of the car. And of course, based on the way that the situation is so tense on the ground, ICE agents have to make a split-second decision based on the totality.
And that's exactly what I told you guys the excuse is going to be. You know, it just is what it is. We're not talking about what ought be. We're talking about what is.
All the circumstances and whether or not there's an imminent threat to serious bodily harm or to death or injury to themselves or to another person. And so what I saw based there is that, you know, as you mentioned at the top here, that the car started to speed towards the agent initially before veering off to the right.
Are you serious? No way. Really, King Blackout? She isn't even a Minnesota resident? I thought she lived right there.
And you really only have a split second to make a decision. Should you shoot? Can you dive out of the way on an icy road?
I don't know, King Blackout. I think she lived right there.
Things that go through your...
Because there was a woman that was recording and saying, you shot my neighbor, you shot my neighbor, you killed my neighbor.
Head and ultimately an investigation will tell us what happened here.
When you talk about different situations like this, incidents in general, but also the gathering of ICE agents for different operations in various cities across the country,
really,
what sort of coordination is there between local law enforcement, local officials, and the federal law enforcement and federal officials? Because as you heard from Mayor Jacob Fry there, he had some very strong words telling ICE to get out.
Oh, her vehicle was registered out of state. Interesting. That's how they know that. That's what they're got it.
And it sounds as though that's what the officials there in Minneapolis have wanted from the start. But as we heard from Kristi Noem, they're trying to work these operations. So what kind of coordination normally exists between local and federal?
Yeah, and that really depends on which city you're working on. As we've seen the sanctuary city move.
Well, I mean, it's not surprising that she was a political activist. I mean, she was blocking ICE agents. I mean, that's what political activists do nowadays.
Evolve over the past decade. There are cities where the local police department and the local politicians will not work with ICE, and they have policies in place that do not allow the sharing of information or the support of local police officers in operations like this, especially if you're talking about an immigration operation. That may not be the same for a criminal warrant of a sexual predator, for example. But in my day, before the sanctuary cities, the practice was to reach out to the local watch commander, tell them what you're doing, and request crowd control if you think that was going to be necessary. And that was never a problem. But that has definitely changed. You saw the press conference of the local officials there where they clearly don't want ICE there.
Yeah, I mean, the mayor of Minnesota or of Minneapolis said, get the fuck out. He said to ICE, get the fuck out.
And in fact, they're saying ICE go home and ICE is the problem here. When in reality, ICE has that job to do. They still have to enforce the law with or without the support of local officials. And I think it makes it inherently more dangerous if you don't have local law enforcement coordinating together with ICE, working together, whether it's just crowd control or whether it's just being available in case something like this happens.
And I do want to warn, kind of caution here for viewers out there. Viewer discretion is advised because some of the signs there that you're seeing in those crowds do have some swear words. So again, viewer discretion advised there. What sort of role does the community overall play in this as well? Because we saw these gatherings, we saw other ones yesterday as all of this played out. So when you're talking about ICE operations, what role do residents there play?
Well, it's great that we live in the United States where you have the ability to exercise your First Amendment of free speech and to protest, especially if you are against these types of policies. But what you can't do is interfere with an ICE operation.
Hey, damage. Maybe the woman that was recording was literally her neighbor from out of state. Maybe they were both there out of state. They're neighbors.
You can't obstruct justice. You can't assault ICE agents. And we've seen in past demonstrations where they're throwing bricks, they're throwing rocks, even yesterday throwing snowballs, and you don't know what's even inside those snowballs. Could be additional rocks masked inside the snowballs. And then
Yo, Chris, coming in with the two, I don't know what R is. I don't know if that's reals or rupees or I don't know what it is. But he says, Renee Nicole, good riddance.
We actually saw people
appreciate
take
the
shots
$2, man.
at ICE agents in Dallas last year. And so there's a fine line there of a peaceful protest, which you saw the governor encourage people to continue protesting if they don't believe in these ICE policies. But what you can't do is interfere with an ICE operation because you could be arrested for obstruction of justice.
What role would you say that bystanders kind of filming video of situations like this play in an operation and an incident like this? Because again, all those videos started to circulate yesterday on social media. They were shared all over the place. So what role do those folks kind of play?
Yeah, it's twofold here, Josh. One is I think it can be very helpful. Ultimately, you want to have as much evidence as possible and look at what happened at the incident from multiple different angles. Without that video, it becomes he said, she said.
Right. I mean, you got to get full context.
And it only inflames the situation worse in an area like Minnesota right now, who don't want ICE conducting immigration operations in their state. Where it becomes a distraction and a problem is that there are organized protesters that go from state to state picking on what is the flavor of the day. Is it, pro Venezuela? Is it pro, free Palestine? Is it anti-ICE? And they go from these different.
Real quick, Chris comes in with another $2 saying Renee Nicole Good was a terrorist. Shit, man. Oh, shit! I don't know who. Is Renee Nicole the woman that got shot? Is that who the actual woman's name is?
Protests with their cameras, interfering with ICE operations, just trying to get clicks on social media. And that could be a serious problem. It inflames the situation and makes it more dangerous.
Gotcha.
How do ICE agents, investigators in general, kind of work together when you're talking about conflicting reports? Maybe there isn't real video that shows a situation playing out. How do the federal officials there work with others to kind of work with the conflicting reports and figure out what is fact and what is fiction?
Yeah, especially in a case like this, the FBI takes the lead always on any serious shooting or use of deadly force. And then the ICE Office of Professional Responsibility, really their internal affairs, will support the FBI in this investigation. Let's say they don't have the video that we've been watching over the past 24 hours. They will then take a look at everything.
What's up, Kenny? Yeah, there's nothing but love and respect over there for Demon's Row. Absolutely.
Also collect ballistics
What's up, Kenny?
evidence. They'll do interviews with multiple witnesses on the scene. They'll take a look at forensics. They're going to look at all the physical evidence there, as you saw with the crime tape up, as FBI agents were combing through and taking measurements. They're going to look at all of that in totality, as well as what was going on throughout the day and what were the actions of both the officer and the victim prior to what happened.
What is one thing that you maybe feel, just based on your experience, again, drawing from that maybe people misunderstand about how all of this works?
Yeah, what people don't understand
this is the last question I'm taking, by the way.
And one of the first things I saw on headlines on other stations was that an ICE agent shot and murdered a U.S. citizen. What they don't understand is that ICE also enforces 400 criminal statutes, everything from drug trafficking, money laundering, sexual predators and gangs. And they do have the ability to investigate U.S. citizens. And many times, U.S. citizens are involved in smuggling operations, fraud, immigration fraud operations, or harboring and recruiting of illegal employees. And so that's a misnomer that ICE does not have criminal authority, or nor do they have the ability to arrest a U.S. citizen. Second part to that is that ICE agents are out there enforcing immigration laws that Congress has enacted. And I get that a lot of people are not happy with those laws, similar to not being happy with the tax code. But you don't get to go out and take to the streets with vigilantism to trying to change those laws. You have to work with your elected officials to get those laws changed.
All right.
Well, he wasn't wrong on that, what he just said. All right, so we're going to finish up with that. Listen, guys, I can't thank each and every single one of you guys enough. Obviously, I can't do this without you guys, and I know that's cheesy, but I really fucking mean it, man. I'm very blessed and honored to be able to do this Monday through Friday, and then Saturday morning for members only, man. It's a great time. So, anyways, we'll be back tomorrow morning for more of the World's Madness. Until then, I think that everyone should, embrace their fuck-ups, and guess what? God bless everyone. We'll see you guys very soon.
Don't beat yourself up over past mistakes. You are going to fuck up again in the future, quite possibly in a most spectacular fashion. Why worry about yesterday's fuck-ups when you have tomorrow's fuck-ups to look forward to? You are a fuck-up, and fucking up is part of your growth process. Embrace the process.